Headlines for this week include a new dean for the College of Business Administration commemorates body donors and how to stay safe on spring break. Stay tuned. WMCM's Week in Review is up next.
Hello, and thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. I'm Ashley Kalbus.
And I'm Stephanie Haugh. The College of Business and Administration will have a new dean starting in August. Last week it was announced that Laura Milner has been appointed the new dean of College of Business and Administration. Milner is currently Associate Dean of the College of Business and Interim Chief International Officer at Central Washington University. Milner comes to UWL with plenty of experience, especially in international education. She has experience working on 6 continents with 2 Fulbright scholarships and has published extensively in international marketing. Provost Heidi McPherson says she is very much looking forward to working closely with her on projects and ideas that fit with her vision for the CBA.
Students typically travel to Florida for a suntan during spring break, but there are 38 UWL students who will be going to Fort Lauderdale for a whole different reason this year. The UWL Habitat for Humanity chapter will be helping build houses with Florida Habitat affiliates Collegiate Challenge. Retired biology professor and advisor of the UWL Habitat Group says it's a great opportunity for the students to experience volunteering for such a worthy cause in another part of the country. UWL's campus group also volunteers locally with the Children's Museum, Salvation Army, and provides workers to help build houses. The students will be leaving tomorrow evening and will be doing 5 days of on-site work. Good luck, students, and thank you for giving back to the community.
A group of UWL interns jumped aboard the train and are being recognized for it. UW-La Crosse's innovative working relationship with the city's train company is being recognized statewide in the UW System Initiative Knowledge Powers Wisconsin. Interns with Train Company, the initiative with the UW System, and the state addresses the economic difficulties regional businesses face by providing additional resources to more effectively meet their needs to create growth and jobs. The Train La Crosse campus employs more UWL interns than any other company. Many of those interns go on to work at Train. Current interns work to increasingly find training, learn skills, and find future careers at the international employer. You can read more about the initiative at www.uwpowerswi.com. The second annual Mr. Heartthrob took place last week, and we sent our crew to capture the event and find out more about its future.
Last Thursday, over 200 students and staff made their way to Vahana in Carre for the second annual Mr. Heartthrob pageant.
9 talented young men entertained the crowd with a catchy dance, showcased their individual talents, such as guitar and stand-up comedy, and were also asked a series of questions, such as who their role models were.
Taylor Swift.
And in the end, one winner was chosen.
Mr. UWL Men's Hockey.
To be honest, there was a lot of real great talents up there. I kind of just wanted to do my part, help out the hockey team, and to actually be awarded Mr. Heartthrob, it's a huge honor and a surprise.
The Sisters of Alpha Phi started the event last year in an effort to raise awareness for the fight against heart disease. And although both years were a huge success, the ladies have big plans for the years ahead.
This year we were able to get a lot more on-campus organizations. Last year our contestants were mainly from the Greek life, so we wanted to expand that, and that's one thing that we did this year, and I'm really happy that we were able to do that.
It would be really great to see it expand even further, to see more campus organizations involved and more of the campus in general participating in all of the events we have and sitting in the audience's chairs, so that would be really great. Anything for heart health and the awareness and promotion of Alpha Phi Foundation would be amazing.
For WMCM, this has been Yijing Zong, Ashley Voxland, Adam Roberts, and Alex Riley.
Now here's Katy Pence to talk about staying safe over spring break.
Thanks, Ashley. Spring break is right around the corner, and that means students are looking forward to relaxing and having a little fun. But whether it's the beach bar or bedroom, make sure you take the appropriate measures to keep yourself safe. If you're headed to the beach, make sure you stay hydrated and pack plenty of sunscreen. If you feel faint or lightheaded, head for the shade and a bottle of water, as these could be symptoms of a heat stroke. If you're leaving the country for some warmer shores, make sure you have all the necessary travel documents. Also, be sure to leave an itinerary and contact information for your friends or family. Headed out for a night on the town? Eat a solid meal, keep an eye on your drink, and know what your limits are. Make sure your phone is charged and familiarize yourself with the area you're staying in so you can find your way back later. Never drink and drive, and always make sure you leave with everyone you came with. If you do meet a special someone, make sure your friends know where you're going and who you're going with. Remember, anything other than yes is not consent. Always respect your partner's limits. For more information on how to stay safe, you can visit www.safespringbreak.org. Hope you all have a safe and exciting spring break. Now back to you, Ashley.
Thanks, Katie. The Social Justice Institute, a program that aims to provide resources to support social justice research, partnerships, and events, has taken the lead in organizing their first event since becoming a formal institute in the fall of 2014. The UWL Speaks on Race series began this past Tuesday with their first dialogue. This series addresses issues about non-white students not being comfortable on the UWL campus and others found from the Campus Climate Survey. The second meeting will focus on how race-related issues on campus can be addressed. And the last session will look at how students and faculty can act on those plans. Meetings will be held from 7 to 9 in the evening in room 1400 Centennial Hall on Tuesday, March 31st and Tuesday, April 21st. Assistant Professor of Sociology and Archaeology, Lori Cooper-Stoll, hopes that by the third session, the group will have developed strategies for some of the issues found through the Campus Climate Survey, and says, "We hope this small step will help us move at least a little closer to addressing these inequalities." The Coulee Region Humane Society has many pets in need of loving homes. Here are some of the animals available in this week's edition of Perfect Pets.
This is Flurry. She's a 1-year-old polydactyl adult. She doesn't mind getting brushed, as long as you don't mind getting clawed. We give this kitty 6 paws up. Meet Snoop, a 3.5-year-old pit bull. He's a big handsome cuddle bug who will jump into your lap. Snoop is looking for an owner who will have plenty of time to dedicate to him. To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Coulee Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
The number for the Coulee Region Humane Society is 781-4014. Many people become organ donors, but few become body donors. Those who do donate their bodies to education are really donating themselves to the education of the next generation of scientists. According to Jamie Montgomery, those people who do donate their bodies are the greatest professors we will ever have. The intimate experience and knowledge they have imparted on us extends far past the classroom. That is why the students, faculty, and staff in health professions, biology, and exercise and sports science departments will be holding the Anatomy Memorial Celebration to honor those who have donated their bodies. The celebration will take place Tuesday, March 24th at 7 p.m. in Valhalla. It will include guest speakers and guest performances by faculty and staff. It is open to anyone who wishes to attend. And now, a look at Art in the Mug's current exhibition, Land of the Midnight Sun, by Ashley Kalbus.
My exhibition's name is called Land of the Midnight Sun, and the name derived from the fact that during the summer, Alaska has 21 hours of daylight, and there are 21 different pieces of art in my exhibition that resemble the 21 hours of daylight. So my different works within the exhibition basically focus on different kinds of lighting and weather I found within Alaska, because usually people think of like a cold place, and actually there wasn't. It was very beautiful. There's a lot of rain, but basically each piece is from different areas within Alaska, and then it touches base upon the different lightings that I found within.
While in Alaska, Ashley visited many places, including Mount McKinley, where she captured this photo. This prompted us to ask her favorite piece in the exhibit.
My favorite piece is actually probably this one behind me. It's called Healy Sunset, and it was just a very picturesque place found within the lake that we camped by, and I just love the contrast within, and it just looks really, really awesome. It's one of my favorites.
The exhibition is up until May on the second floor of the library in the Curriculum Center. Don't miss your chance. Stop by and check it out. And while you're there, sign Ashley's guest book to let her know you were there. For WMCM, this has been Alyssa Wolf, Anna Botswinski, and Stephanie Haugh.
Local collectors will be displaying their collections of artifacts at the Valley View Mall during the Mississippi Valley Archaeology Center's annual artifact show this weekend. The artifacts shown date back about 600 to 10,000 years and are the remains of the Paleo through Oneota cultures. Archaeologists will be present at this event as well to answer any questions that the public may have. The show will take place Saturday, March 14th from 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening at the Valley View Mall. Admission is free and all are invited to attend. Visitors are welcome to go to the MVAC located in the Archaeology Building on campus. For center hours and upcoming events, visit mvac.uwlax.edu. Each week, the WMCM crew goes out and talks to your fellow peers in a segment we call Campus Insight. This week, they asked students which actor would portray them if their life was made into a movie.
I'm Tiana Vanderhei with WMCM. This week we are asking students, if your life was made into a movie, who would you choose to star as the actor or actress representing you?
I'd have to go with Jennifer Lawrence.
I think the actor that would play me is, when I'm about 40, balding, Louis C.K. Yeah.
If I could have anyone play me in a movie, I would definitely say Emma Watson, just because she's so powerful and inspiring and empowering to other women and both sexes, actually. So I would definitely choose her.
Bradley Cooper.
And why is that?
Because he's awesome.
Will Smith, because I think he kind of fits my personality the best.
I would choose Kit Harington because he is a beautiful, beautiful man. That's Jon Snow from Game of Thrones. You knew nothing, Jon Snow.
I had a discussion with my sister a while ago before I came to college, and so we discussed, and I decided that I'd probably pick Josh Hutcherson just because she thinks that I look like him or close, similar to him.
For WMCM, I am Tiana Vanderhei, and this is Ghazala Khan on this week's Campus Insight.
Look for the WMCM crew around campus for your chance to have your opinions heard on the next Campus Insight. And now here's Matt Deisinger with a review of the movie Shrek 2.
Think about your favorite movie you've ever seen. Got it? Good, because you're wrong. You're dead wrong. It's actually Shrek 2, DreamWorks' magnum opus, starring the incomparable talents of Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, and Cameron Diaz. A masterwork of cinematography, rivaled only by its predecessor, Shrek. It was released in 2004, so if you haven't seen Shrek 2, you either died before it came out, or maybe you just don't have a soul. True story, it's Shrek 2.
Look, here comes Sleeping Beauty! Oh! I hate these ball shows! Flip over to Wheel of Torture!
You are cordially invited.
Dinner is served! Everybody dig in!
Don't mind if I do, Lillian. To meet the family.
It's easy to see where Fiona gets her good looks from.
Make new friends.
Pray for mercy from... Puss.
In Woods.
If we need an expert on licking ourselves, we'll give you a call.
And discover what happens.
Shrek and Donkey on another whirlwind adventure.
After Happily Ever After.
Now, where were we?
Donkey!
DreamWorks Pictures presents Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and Antonio Banderas.
Shrek? For you, baby, I could be.
Shrek 2.
Give me that bot.
Donkey, you're a...
Stallion, baby!
And as Smash Mouth's beloved All-Star fades out, Counting Crows Accidentally in Love kicks off the movie right with Shrek and Fiona's heartfelt honeymoon. These two new lovers are in a beautiful harmony of wonder and excitement. But when the Green Brutes are invited to Far, Far Away for the royal ball by Fiona's parents, things go south fast. Shrek is immediately met with contempt by all, especially Fiona's father. No one was expecting ogres after all. And after a failed assassination attempt on our hero's green head, we're met with a cat that sounds a whole heck of a lot like Antonio Banderas, and he is adorable. After a debacle with the dubious fairy godmother, Shrek and his band of ragtag champions steal a potion from the witch. And you really should know what happens next. Because again, if you've never seen it, are you even a human being? Thank you. Now, let's head over to weather. Let's take a look at the recent budget proposal commissioned by Governor Scott Walker that has the UW system in a state of hysteria. And
on March 10, 2015, the assiduous Chairman Haugh held an open forum to discuss the 12% reduction in government aid as a result of the $300 million budget cut to the UW school system. The highlight of the forum were the chairman's proposed strategies to alleviate the financial burden.
Well, obviously, we want to let legislators know this is not a good idea to cut our budget so dramatically, and also to cap tuition for another 2 years. Whether or not we can get any relief on that, I'm not sure. So we do have to work with the numbers that we have, and we're going to try to make some reductions in ways that don't harm students and don't affect the academic mission, and I don't know that we'll be able to pull that off completely, but that's our desire.
Amid the clamor of uncertainty, the chairman has reassured students that student fees will not inflate.
The fees are not going to rise, and the regents have said they wouldn't do it, and the legislators either. I think that's maybe not the best idea. I know students don't like to hear, fees are going to go up or tuition, but at some level I would hope they would say, gee, if the state's going to take so much money out of the university, it would be good to put a little bit back in through maybe slightly higher tuition and fees. Someday tuition and fees will have to go up. I'd rather do it gradually than say, let's 4 years have a huge increase. We're going to try to protect the quality of the classroom, and hopefully it won't diminish. I mean, right now we're working on some options that would keep it that way, so let's hope this cut doesn't get any bigger.
From WMCM, this has been Camille Walter, Thomas Rayfelt, and Sean Demi.
All right, and now to take a look at this week's weather. So currently it's about 44 degrees out, but staying optimistic with a beginning to the spring break, as we should say, we're looking ahead to some pretty warm weather. Holy heat wave! It's 67 degrees out tomorrow. Great weather to start off the spring break, and for those runners out there, great way to start off some exercise at 67 degrees and partly cloudy. Looking to Saturday, still moderate temperature, but partly cloudy and sunny, so if you're staying around La Crosse, it's great weather, but also awesome weather to get out there, exercise, play games, whatever you may choose to do. And finishing off the weekend, still in that heat wave, 65 degrees out, mostly sunny, and just a great way to finish off the weekend. And now here's Bree Levine with this week's interview on Rockin' the Foundation.
Thanks, Andrew. I'm here today with Alex A.C. Riley, a local wrestler. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Bree, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. It's almost time for spring break. Everybody's been talking about.
Oh, for sure, and it's going to be a nice one. So tell me, 2 weeks ago you were involved with a charity event on campus, and this was called Rock the Foundation. What was that event all about?
Well, Rocking the Foundation, this has been an event that we've done for 3 years now, but this has been the time where the cause has gone to 95.7 The Rock's Rock Foundation. Before, it's been for cerebral palsy. Last year is for the American Red Cross, excuse me. So this year we wanted to do something more local, something that where the money would actually go into the community, opposed to a local chapter that would send it out nationally. So what we wanted to do is something that essentially was unique. So basically something, not just, a casual run in the spring or, a blood drive, anything like that. Something that will get people thinking, I've never seen a wrestling event. I would absolutely love to go. So that's kind of how this came to be. And, I think overall it was pretty successful.
Awesome. So this event,
Sure.
was hosted by the River City Championship Wrestling. Tell us a little bit more about them.
River City Championship Wrestling, it's a new promotion here in La Crosse. There's been a few that have run in the area in the 7 years that I've been in the wrestling business, but this one is, I think, number 4 out of the La Crosse region. New Age Wrestling used to run in here. Recently was Seven Rivers Wrestling. It's essentially Seven Rivers Wrestling, but just under a new name, under new management. So yeah, River City Championship Wrestling, this was their 4th show, if I'm not mistaken. They just started back in August. Their first show ever was a benefit show in the summer. It was benefiting Cody's Bucket List. So they're definitely a charitable organization this year.
For sure, and that's awesome to hear.
Yeah, absolutely.
How much money did you raise for this charity?
We're actually really proud about this. In years past, for the first year that the wrestling event was at the campus, we raised about $600. The second year, we raised roughly about $1,000. This year, we actually raised $825, so $1,825. So not only was it our most successful event of the year, but that number has doubled and tripled from the first event. So
for sure,
very proud of that.
And it goes to a great cause, so that's always good.
Absolutely. 95 The Rock's Rock Foundation. It's meant to, like I said earlier, it's supposed to keep money here in the Cooley region. They've been helping friends and family. Even your neighbor possibly. They've been doing that for the past 15 to 17 years. So finding a charitable organization that's going to help the community, it was a no-brainer.
Right. Like, what kind of things do you think that this money will go towards? Like, you said, friends and family. Like, what kind of things are they helping out with?
In times past, the Rock Foundation, it's really been there to raise money and help people out. So, for example, if maybe somebody got in a car accident and their insurance won't cover all the medical bills, so basically the Rock Foundation will say, hey, we'll help you with your medical bills. We'll make sure that you're still able to be healthy and everything in that mix. Because obviously medical bills are expensive. So when we see that, so between that, raising money for just other organizations, if anybody has a big event going on, they like to spread the awareness because they like to help out the community.
Awesome. So I know you are a wrestler yourself.
I am.
You wrestled against an opponent named Maru. How did that go?
Well, Maru, I've never wrestled him before. Maru has actually, oddly enough, he spent 20 years before getting into professional wrestling as an MMA fighter.
Oh.
So he was a jiu-jitsu background. So getting a win over him, I think it's pretty interesting to add to my resume. Just because here's a guy that does MMA and by any circumstance should be a great fighter. So in that case, getting a win on him is definitely something that looks impressive for my resume for sure.
Well, that's awesome. And did you win?
I did win.
There you go.
I was very fortunate because he actually got me in a leg lock maneuver that actually popped my knee a little bit. Where for that first week it was very hard to walk around. But on the plus side, when I hit my finisher on him, he actually went to the hospital with a partial rotator cuff. So an eye for an eye, they say.
So yeah, you got him back.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you, Alex. That's all the time that we have.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. But first, before we go to sports, we're going to go right to Perfect Pets.
Meet Fluffle, a 7-year-old loving and adorable cat, both inside and out. Her unique color and well-behaved personality make her the perfect pet to any family. Patty is a young coonhound who is a very beautiful and outgoing, affectionate young lady who would love to lean on you for some petting. This is Eli. If his handsome and unique markings don't convince you, then his personality sure will. Kaiser is a 3-year-old pit bull. Aww, just look at him smile. He is a strong boy who is in need of some training and exercise. To find out more about adoption for these pets or others, contact the Cooley Region Humane Society at 781-4014.
Again, the number for the Cooley Region Humane Society is 781-4014. UWL is still in search for an athletic director. For the past 2 weeks, the department has been holding open forums featuring finalists for the position. WMCM's Travis Udell has more on the story.
The search for UWL's athletic director is down to 3. Charlie Gross, Rick Gobe, and the most experienced candidate, interim athletic director Kim Bloom.
My current position since July of this year is as interim athletic director, and prior to that I was the deputy athletic director. I've been at Wisconsin Lacrosse for a total of 11 years.
Bloom has filled the shoes of Josh Whitman, who left for Washington University in St. Louis, and believes she has what it takes to get the job done full-time.
I feel that I have the experience necessary to do this job. I feel that I have the potential to take us to new places, and I have the passion for this university and for this program.
Passion, a trait that Bloom feels is a strength of hers. She has served as executive director of the L Club, which generates over $150,000 annually in support of UWL athletics.
I think my passion absolutely for this school, for our student athletes, for our coaches, is my strongest suit coming into this.
Bloom discussed her ideas at an open forum Monday afternoon in front of athletes, coaches, and administration at UWL. An area that she can definitely relate to.
Back in the day, that was just part of my life growing up. That's what I did all day, every day in the summers, play baseball in my backyard with my friends, and that just led to other sports and other things, and eventually being involved in coaching, and then of course now here as an administrator.
Reporting from the University of Wisconsin Lacrosse, this has been Travis Udell and Colin Talbert, WMCM Sports.
Thanks, Travis and Colin. A decision will be made between the 3 finalists, hopefully in the near future. A week after winning their 14th consecutive indoor conference championship, the men's track field team was back at it Saturday at the Stevens Point qualifier. A strong showing from the team carries much needed momentum into North Carolina this weekend for the national championships, a place where coach Josh Buchholz is looking forward to.
The team that beat us is going to be one of our biggest contenders. That's Mount Union out of Ohio. So we're hoping that we can take it to them a little bit. But across the board, we're going to take about somewhere between 13 and 20 guys to the national championships, which is a pretty big amount for a championship meet, the national championship meet. I think the next closest team right now maybe has 8, 9, 10 guys at the meet. So we do go in there with a pretty good contingency from our program.
Events begin at 9:30 tomorrow morning at the JDL Fast Track for both the men and the women. A total of 28 athletes participate for the Eagles track and field teams. With the weather heating up, so is the spring sports season. The UWL softball team was in action this past week against the University of Dubuque. The Eagles got off to an early 2-0 lead in the third, capped with an RBI single from freshman Kendra Brown. UWL then added to their lead in the fifth. Emily Wiltitz hit a lead off of a double and later scored on a sac fly. Senior Kelly Anderson then followed up with a solo shot to give the Eagles a 4-1 lead. Heather Grell earned the win for the Eagles, going 4 strong innings, allowing only 3 hits, 1 run, and 1 walk. Katie Klein then shut the door and picked up the save. And that's all for this week's sports.
Lots of good weather coming out. Great day for softball teams. What are you guys doing for spring break?
I'm telling everybody that I am going to French Island because that's where I work at Ace Hardware. So. But it confuses people. They think I'm going somewhere exotic.
At least it's an island. So.
Yeah.
Ashley, anything for you?
I'm actually going fishing. Gonna enjoy the outdoors and hopefully maybe get a little sun, but we'll find out.
Well, at least you can enjoy the weather out there. I will be stuck inside working all weekend, all week. I'll also be enjoying those March Madness tournaments. So
hey, that's
March
not
Madness
too
will
bad.
be starting up. So Can never get enough of the basketball. Well, that's all of the time we have. Thanks for watching WMCM's Week in Review. Make sure to join us in 2 weeks at 4:30 right here on Campus Channel 6 and Charter Channel 989.